the verse when you citizen. Take a seat. Got your helmet on tight and your boots on your feet. First things first, let's power up the ship. Don't you worry now, I'll give you the tip. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Easy bliss now. Now let's talk quantum. Jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go.
Hello everybody, welcome to Drake's Den. My name is Mormon631. Today I have with me part-time villain. Maddie wasn't able to make it today, but we should be fine getting on from here. Today we are going to be covering, for the most part, monetization of Star Citizen post 1.0 and what that's going to look like. So there's a lot to talk about, and of course we do want to hear other people's thoughts. We don't want this just to be a one-way thing, because there are varying opinions on this. So please, if you have any ideas on the monetization of 1.0, please share them. How's your week been, villain?
Yeah, okay. There was a lot of stuff going on in Star Citizen universe, so that was good. It was a drought for a while, so I was like, yeah, finally, it looks like we're moving. I was hoping for Wave 1 this week, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, not based on what I've experienced
I
so
want
far.
it now. Give it to me.
Yeah, no, the Ivocati tests are going forward, but that's not ready for a live, or it's not even ready for Wave 1 PTU. It's still too broken to get through, where a PTU kind of need some ability to complete the mission reliably. Of course, it's still there to smooth things out with a bigger testing sample, but yeah, the Ivocati is not ready for PTU just yet.
As you being on Evo, do you think they're gonna manage by end of the month?
They'll get it out by March. They'll find a way. They'll definitely get it to Wave 1 by next week, for sure.
Nice.
I'm not sure if it will reach live by the middle of the month. It likely will be on the week of the 15th. Probably towards the end of the week, like the 19th, 20th. If I was going to give a good guess.
So 2 weeks. 2 weeks away, yeah, okay.
About 2 weeks away. If I was going to give it a good guess based on how they usually do these things. Obviously, I'm quite new to Ivocati, so I'm not familiar always with how long it stays there and how that progresses. But in terms of PTU, I'm quite involved in that section, or have been quite involved in that.
What are you talking about? It always goes smoothly. Every single time.
Right, so let's go through the updates that's been in the works. Some of them are a bit similar from section to section. But Starware has met some progress, which is really good news, because it was, hey there, Jinx, how's it going? Oh, let me just allow your comment through. Hi there.
Wow. Straight away for Jagular.
Just straight in. You've hurt villains' feelings.
Yeah, I got only one feeling.
What's that? What feeling is that? Tiredness?
Hunger.
Hunger? Just always? Man, that must
always,
suck.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Right, let's try and get through the updates in a timely manner this time, because last time we got stuck on the updates. It almost became the entire podcast. Sorry. Yeah, so the Starware, which is the clothing matching up and mixing with armor, has met some progression. The system will allow clothing and armor to adapt dynamically to characters and gear combinations. Many players may remember a bug where undersuits became invisible. And basically, the feedback that they got from that showing Starware is quite a popular feature. But that's going to be coming in sometime this year or early next year, from what was said in the Star Citizen Live. So that's really exciting news, and it'll help NPCs look a little bit more dynamic compared to each other, as well as wear environment appropriate clothing. Because right now, you go to a moon in an outpost, and there'll be a guy there wearing a bomber jacket, but no space helmet.
You don't need it. It's still optional, right? It's optional.
I think there are a few logical issues with this.
Wait. Maybe he's holding his breath.
Yeah, that's it. That's how space works part-time.
Yeah.
You've got that. Yeah. You just hold your breath, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Not the vacuum that's the problem at all. Don't worry about it.
No. It's like underwater. It's fine, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's met some improvements and is heading towards release. Creature technology, all they said really about this is they're trying to explore a DNA approach to that, where you can make it more efficient in terms of creating variances between them. So it's not going to be always these curated differences like the quasi-grazer, where they have more or less fur depending on what planet they are. It will be dynamically generated, which is nice, which is good, because it just means we may see more things come in more quickly in the future. Because they could create one base creature and then use that DNA process to create variants a little bit more quickly. I still think there will be some curated variants, just because when it comes to structure and shape, that's going to be harder to do the mixes for.
Honestly, I'm like the Starware thing. I'm not super excited about this. It's like, if it's gonna come in, it's gonna be cool. And it's like, cool. 5 minutes and then move to the next thing.
You say that, but it will be intertwined with crafting. And
Maybe.
crafting will...
Okay.
No, it will. There's no maybe. It will.
Maybe.
It will be affected by crafting, because you're going to have to make choices between the weight of the armor versus your mobility, the type of armor you wear, the type of clothing you wear, what the benefits are and the stats. And the crafting that you do for those will differ depending on the type of clothing. So it will directly affect Starware. But the mixing and matching of clothing is not a massive deal. It's nice, but that mixed in with crafting, they will have a knock-on effect with each other. Hey Johnny, how's it going?
What's up, Johnny?
You had a good week? The next one is Maelstrom. I'll just read this one because I haven't actually read this update. Waggy ones. I don't know what that means. I'm not hip or cool. I'm sorry, Johnny. Please explain. A question came up about... Oh, you're off out of the... Okay, cool. Fair enough. Okay. I expect a picture and we will feature it. If you send it to me, I will show it. Okay.
Just put it on a t-shirt and sell it.
Yeah, I need you promised me weekly images of you holding your pint, and I didn't receive them.
All right. Okay. Phew. Good thing you followed that with the holding his pint.
Oh, well, you don't know if pint's a euphemism. So, Maelstrom, a question came about destructible foliage, like chopping down trees. While that's not currently planned, the team is heavily focused on Maelstrom, the system powering destructible ships and environmental elements such as walls and structures. Maelstrom is designed as a general system for destructible objects, ships, and even certain armor pieces for characters in specific situations, like when you need to break an armor part of a target to continue the combat and bring the NPC down. Planet tech and physics would also need to work together before things like destructible trees become practical. It's not in the design currently, but it's doable and it raises a lot of questions too. Chris Roberts is also closely involved in the development of Maelstrom, and the system is progressing well internally. So no definite releases there. Oh, you passed your driving test. Nice, man.
So straight away into a bar?
Honestly, well, yeah, don't drive after the bar, yeah? Honestly, when you said you were celebrating, I just assumed you were celebrating surviving another week of work. I didn't realize it was actually a big thing. Well, that's really good news, man. Good job. I have not yet passed my driving lessons or driving tests, so...
It will be so funny. He gets to the bar with his friends. And it's like, you passed your driving license. Now you are a designated driver.
No more pints for you.
No more pints. Yeah, you cannot drink anymore. That's it, done.
Okay, so you've got a couple more months of freedom. They mentioned VR. They basically just said that they are intending to eventually have full or most of the VR interactions you'd expect from a fully VR game. Which is good. They're going to bring blood, sweat, and tears in for players, not just avatars, which is an interesting choice, but it may add into medical gameplay. I think medical gameplay does need a look at, to be honest. It's not...
I just imagine that there's going to be some crazy combo like Shift, Control, V, and you start crying.
I mean, maybe. You made me sad. You stole my ship, damn it. You stole my milk. Drink responsibly. Yeah, Johnny's all about responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
for sure.
His middle name. Yeah.
His middle name is Johnny Butterballs. Johnny Responsibility Butterballs. And then we got the Star Cloth, which continues to improve. That's closely linked to Starware. How it interacts. But they've made optimizations with Maya to be able to implement it, which is nice to see. They're trying to make it a bit easier to implement into the game itself. So a lot of these points... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, all the Starware in StarCraft, I think it's more for devs, it's themselves, so they kind of got easier way maybe to like custom do the like NPCs and stuff like that. I know we cannot be using this as well. Maybe it just doesn't excite me.
It's for both. It's just not a feature for you, I guess. But like the Star Cloth improvements just is a physics thing. It's definitely more related to the devs and what they want to have in the game. Starware will be more closely related to crafting and stats and what you're intending to do. I'm hoping that through Starware, there'll be more intentional decisions made in preparation for a mission. That doesn't mean necessarily that I'm going to go wearing a trench coat because, to be honest, it's not got a lot of armor on it, you know. But most of these points relate to the SCL that we saw yesterday as well. So the only differences here are character customizations and DNA. So it's about being able to change body shapes. Now, originally what they said about this was that, oh, wow, thanks for that. We appreciate that. I don't know what even those are. I'm so unfamiliar. What is that?
Oh,
bits.
Like,
yeah, channel points.
Those are like channel points, yeah.
Yeah,
so if you spend something on it, they can use to highlight stuff, I think.
Okay. We haven't had many of these happen yet, so but thank you for that, Johnny. You're on a 3-stream streak. Very nice.
Nice.
What was I saying? That caught me off guard. I was like, huh? Oh, things are happening. What is this? So what they originally said about body shape is that they had specific metrics that they needed to meet in order to have them sit in the ship and interact with the joysticks and such. But now they're coming back and saying that they do want to have those things in. Height in particular is the most difficult one to do, probably for those reasons that I've just mentioned. So I don't know if something internally has changed in terms of how they treat vertices in the cockpit of the ship, and that makes it a bit more feasible. But I can imagine someone's character who's a little bit on the chubby side might start clipping through the back of the chair at some point, you know?
That's even not the biggest thing I'm thinking about, right? Like if they give you a body shape option, so you can choose. You always take the smallest and skinniest one, so it's your hitbox is smaller. So everyone's gonna be running with a stickman kind of thing. So like they're barely visible anywhere.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's a good point. Like people in shooter games always pick the smallest character for that reason. So. There are differences between male and female characters. This isn't really an update. This is just something that's a fact within the game. If you've ever sat down or laid down in a medical bed and tried to look at the screen, sometimes it's out of line. That's usually because you're either the male character or a female character, and there are just metric differences. Hey there, Flying Energies. How's it going? We're doing another podcast talking about Star Citizen 1.0 and monetization. We're just going through the updates. How are you getting on? Internal tools pipeline. Okay, I'm just going to read this one because I don't know enough about this to waffle. The goal is to multiply the productivity of developers by creating processes and systems that make work faster and easier. Star Citizen has a wide range of internal tools used across the studio. A few examples of these include Maya or Jira tools to make development data between move development data between systems, Copy Build, which helps manage builds, Data Forge, which manages essentially all in-game entities, STAR-CXVZ, which helps lay out locations much faster than older manual methods, Tiny Machine, which allows smart assets to adapt to their environment. So that's, for example, if there's a building with one floor and a building with 2 floors, if you have to place a ladder on either one of them, the system will automatically adapt that ladder to the correct height when you place it. So you don't have to manually extend that ladder or reduce that ladder. So it's about contextual interaction. Oh, thanks for that, Jinx. Appreciate it. What is that? A unicorn? Is that a unicorn? Oh, Jinx is winning. Jinx just paid 200 so she could be first on the little thing. Yeah, I saw that.
Thank you.
So I'm number 1. Thank you very much for that, Jinx. We appreciate the support. But yeah, so that's what Tiny Machine is. It's just dynamic alterations the system makes for them, so they don't have to waste time altering sizes.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
Just said there's smaller tools to support the teams. So I don't know what that means. Yeah, go ahead, Villain. Sorry.
No, it's just what they said. They're just lazy. They wanted to, when they're fixing one bug on one ladder, all of them be updated at the same time. That's the only reason they don't want to go and change every ladder, bugs on it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's when they place the individual ladders, it changes the sizes. But now they have the system placing it for them anyway. So yeah. Right, there are some armor changes in 4.7 Evo, and this is what a lot of us have been waiting for in terms of fighters versus gunships versus capital ships. Now,
Yes,
there is going
exciting.
to be an adjustment period because I think to begin with, we're going to go out on our fighters doing a mission, and there'll be like 3 ships that we can damage. And just that one ship, maybe even not the target ship, is almost too much for our fighters. And it's going to be a more kind of an in and out situation. You go in, you kill the target, and you get out of there because you can't damage the other ship.
But if you take the laser cannon, like your cannons, I think you can still do the damage with the cannons. But obviously, you're not going to be any good. I don't know.
Air size 4 Revenants, ballistic Gatling against Hammerhead and Perseus, no damage.
Yeah, but the Omniski size 3 laser cannon damage.
That's strange. But that's a laser cannon. But the ballistic cannon does no damage.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you why. Maybe that's a typo. I don't know. Maybe they made a mistake.
Possibly,
but
yeah. Wouldn't make sense.
Size 5 laser cannons, they do damage, and size 3 they do as well.
Size 5 Goldarines against Perseus, no damage, confirmed via NG terminal. Engineering terminal. Size 5 M7A cannons against Perseus, damage. So might be the defining difference may be cannons versus repeaters.
Or grappling, yeah. Which would make sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, packs more of a punch. PDCs are becoming more easily targeted when trying to take out turrets on a larger ship, and even if your guns can't do damage to a Perseus, you can damage the turrets and the PDCs. So there's still tactical options you can take as a fighter, and that will feed into fleet battles in the future. So
I think fighters will still be a nuisance against the big ships. So it's not like I think they're still gonna be useful.
Yeah, because you're not going to use fighters, medium fighters, and heavy fighters. Probably use heavy fighters to target the capital ship turrets anyway. But you're not going to use those to try and take down the capital ship. But you should definitely use them to try and reduce its defensive capabilities, like turrets and such.
Yeah.
So that's good that they've made that consideration. It will likely need a lot of tuning when they first bring it in, knowing Star Citizen.
I've got just a question. What about Idris's armor? Where you need a size 7 to actually try to do any damage?
Well, as the Perseus is designed to damage capitals, you'd imagine it'd be size 7 and up, yeah. But I don't think they've answered that yet. This is kind of an under the hood change. They didn't announce this. I think this is something that someone realized when they were playing the Ivocati build.
Oh, this is great. I really like this.
Yeah, but it's heading the right direction because at the moment you can still take down a Hammerhead and a Gladius if you angle correctly, and it's not really realistic.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we move on to the main topic? By the way, that's the Rock Breaker. Oh, did we talk about my experience as an Evo?
You briefly said.
Briefly. Yeah. Well, basically at the moment, Evo is a little bit broken in terms of what you can and can't do. I haven't been able to make it through the full Rock Breaker mission.
I just realized you've not been showing anyone entering on the stream.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fair. Well, the other bit we didn't really need to.
Look at this. On the left, we've got this thing.
Yeah. This is the only thing that I could show anyway, because the other ones is just words, which we spoke about in detail anyway. But the Rock Breaker mission, I didn't really get to complete it. It's not working correctly at the moment. The atmosphere and the lighting was really, really cool. Really, really enjoy the kind of ambiance. It's just a shame that I wasn't able to get through the whole thing. As far as I'm aware, there's also a creature that you may encounter there.
I heard some Arctic thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what that takes the form of, I don't know. It might not even be accessible in the Ivacati build right now, or they haven't tested it yet.
See, the craziest thing for me was there is 120 of them or something along that line in the system.
110, yeah.
Yeah, something insane. And I'm like, you've got like the PvP ones, which you've got like 30 of them, and then so like a lot of them is like just PvE. But then I heard, I don't know if this is true, but then someone mentioned potentially when you PvP one, when you trigger it, the whole next getting a notification that's the specific one being turned on.
Well, that was what they said when they first presented the Rockbreaker in the CitizenCon presentation. Whether that's still the intention or not, I'm actually not aware of that myself. But if someone said that's still the case, then I think that's good. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. And how big is it inside? Have you seen it?
Huge. Yeah.
Like Onyx facility huge?
Probably around the same size in terms of exploration. Physically, nice. I'm not entirely sure. As I said, there have been bugs that have prevented me from actually getting deeper into the facility. One of those bugs is that the fuses don't open the doors. There's a mechanic where you put the fuse in, you repair the hydraulic canister to the left of the door, and you press the open door button. You do those two things, and the fuse goes green, and the hydraulic canister gets repaired, and you press the button, and then nothing happens. So I've not been able to see the full scope of the facility, but I'll keep playing it, keep looking into it, and we'll look at it next week. Maybe we'll even be able to do a live stream on the open PTU next week and see how far we can get in there. Yeah, but it generally it looks really cool. Love the idea of it. I did have some issues when arriving at the breaker stations where the gas cloud wouldn't load in and the breaker station itself wouldn't load in. So you'd arrive there and there'd just be this massive gap where nothing existed. It was a bit like the bug that we got when Levski first launched. When the asteroid belt wouldn't load in. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as that. So I don't know if it's something they've done with Nix in particular that's introduced this bug in. But yeah, that's a thing.
Maybe
now.
The count entity count, because like there's a lot of asteroids everywhere. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem.
Possibly, but it wasn't like it didn't slow anything down. I think it was just a rendering issue, to be honest.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, generally pretty good. I haven't really got far enough into it to get a full idea of the scope, but
have you
the
tried
environmental
again?
I didn't do much crafting. No. Just because I'm not really much of a miner, and I don't want to spend time mining on a build that barely works because I had server errors every 10 minutes. Can you imagine trying to mine on that? But when I did try the crafting, it was working pretty well, pretty good. But let's get on to the main topic, which is monetization. So let's first talk about how things are now. Villain, what are your feelings on the current monetization model of Star Citizen?
It's so complicated. I kind of like it. I kind of like it because I bought like 1 or 2 ships and I'm done. I'm not whale in any way, shape, or form, but I can still play the game, right?
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. But how the game it's going, I think they're gonna need to address this at some point instead of just selling more ships. Which they really trying to push other things. But I don't have the numbers to actually see how much more they're making of the cosmetics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have those specific numbers. I might actually be able to look at that. I've got the information page up, so let's have a look. So clearly it's working for them in terms of a funding model, and it is a crowd-funded game. So
it's just like $1 billion or something they make only.
no, they're currently at 947,961,187, according to the CCU Games app. Now, 2025 was a big money year compared to the last 3 years, which is nice to see, and it's clearly working for them. And now, Jinx, as an outsider, I think I can predict her feelings on the model already. Feel free to express these for us, Jinx. We're happy to listen to that. But yeah, no, the funding model is clearly designed for a crowdfunded project. The ship purchases are still called pledges, where technically you're not purchasing a ship but providing funding for the game. Whereas other games where you purchase items, it's a sale of that item. So there's a difference in the type of transaction it is. My mama taught me, if I have nothing nice to say nothing. So I'm going to remain silent. Now you can be mean. It doesn't matter. Like, that's the whole point of this podcast, is we're not necessarily saying we agree with the model. I think as far as a crowdfunding project goes, it's fine. But long term, it's, especially when the game is launched as 1.0 and goes into mainstream, it might not be feasible somehow. Just saying. We've got a bot in the chat.
Do we? Okay, give me a second. I'll fix it.
So just for anyone who hasn't seen this before, if you look to the right, there's a key here explaining what the different colors mean. It's just the months of the year, and it shows you proportionally how much they made in each month. So you can kind of get a nice comparison between the years of where they made their money and where they didn't.
Where do you get the bot, man? I don't see it.
Maybe it didn't come through. It might have been auto blocked.
Okay.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
You're not on the mod view.
No.
Yeah. That's why you can't see it.
No. I logged into our channel.
There's no sound coming through. How is there no sound coming through? There is sound coming through because Jinx can hear us. I think.
Yeah, it works.
It works. Check YouTube, because I think XVedin is a YouTube watcher. Yeah, it's coming through.
Yeah.
It might be on your side, X, but thank you for informing us. No. Yeah, we do appreciate that. Definitely coming through, Villain. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just checking mine.
Okay. All right. I mean, let me just check my sound settings as well. Yeah, no, it's all on. All right, I'm not sure why you can't hear us, X. It might be something to do with your computer. Can everyone else hear us?
Well, yeah, we've been talking to chat, so I'm pretty sure they hear us.
Yeah. I'm just seeing if it's an issue between different people. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. So, yeah, I don't think there's any way to see separate from the ship sales. Any other kind of sales, unfortunately. But the funding model is clearly working, which is.
Yeah, I'm just, it kind of sometimes, like, if you're looking from perspective, people from outside, it may feel like a pay to win kind of situation. I do get how people can get to this conclusion kind of thing.
Yeah, I think without the context of playing the game, it will look like pay to win. Like, if we go to the store page, here are some game packages that you can buy. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay. So all the game packages are different prices because the ships essentially are higher up in their ability to perform in the game. So I guess in a way you could argue that's pay to start. That's the entries, the tiers of entry, which a lot of games already have. It's not uncommon in games. So that's not necessarily bad in itself. But as you look through the game packages and you see $40 for this single seat fighter, this Pisces, the Cutter, Salvation, Minor. These ones you can look at and you can say, oh yeah, they look like a starter ship. But as you get further down the list, these will not show. These ones here will not show up for you unless you spent a certain amount of money in the game. This is my mark of shame. So you will not see these. I'll clarify what these are supposed to be in just a moment because there is a specific function for this type of package. But as you get further down the list and you see these kind of ships here, particularly the Cutlass and the Carrack, these ones, I think the Explorer pack might actually be grouped in with these. So this is a question mark. That one's a question mark. But when you get down to the Cutlass Black, I think that is on the border where you can maybe say it's trying to get ahead through the amount of money you pay. The rest of the ships, I think, are kind of on par of each other. These are more kind of the intricacies of the ship as warranted a larger charge. I think maybe from the Aegis Avenger downward, these ships may give you an advantage as a starter in the game. What do you think, Willem?
They will save you about a couple hours at start. So usually I'm starting like one of the smaller ones, and I usually buy the Catalyst for, it was like 110, 112 pounds or something. And that takes like 4 hours to play in the game when the wipe is to get it.
Yeah. So Villain's talking about purchasing the ships in game, by the way.
Yeah.
So versus working. So saying the value of gameplay between £40 and 50 pence and £112 50 pence is
4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5 hours.
Save time, yes.
So I wouldn't say it's play to win because it's quite easy to make money. In kind of contrast to that, it is a unfinished game. Right now, it's too easy to earn the money to buy the ships. So there will be some scaling in regards to the economy, to ship availability and affordability. That will change. But so will the funding model as well. So we don't really know what it's going to look like. These models down here are not really designed to be a starter pack. The way that these ones are designed is, say I've been playing the game for so much time and I bought a bunch of ships. I can smelt those ships down into credit and use the credit to purchase a pack that contains all those ships together with lifetime insurance, meaning those ships will never expire in terms of their ability to be recalled and insured in the game. You can buy them as a starter pack. I don't know why you would. That would be insane. It's like day one starting the game, you purchase the Praetorian pack. Just seems a bit ridiculous to me.
But it's only 13,500? Oh.
Only 13,500. All right. Yeah.
You get the free keychain.
But if your cumulative spending in the game reaches these amounts, you can melt your ships and you can trade them in for a pack, ensuring your ships are insured in the game forever, essentially. So, whereas I don't necessarily agree with these packs existing, I can see the advantage of having them. Now, Villain's very tight with his money, so I can only imagine what his opinion on these packages is.
I would need to sell kidney or something to get one of those packs.
Who needs kidneys?
That's the only possible way I would like. No.
You just admitted to being willing to sell your kidney.
This is gonna be my third one. The other thing is some of the packs if you want to buy like Idris or something, you not always can buy it, so you would need to get the pack, which is more expensive than just Idris on its own. That kind of thing. So it's kind of, I don't know why would you buy Idris in the first place, but
I think it depends on like I have an Idris. I feel like that was a very personal jab. But I have an Idris.
Why?
I think.
What are you talking about?
I think it depends on what you're doing. If you have a group of people that you can actually crew an Idris with, then it's worth it. I don't really crew mine at the moment because we don't have a large enough group to do so, and I am fully against soloing an Idris. It really pains me when I see people just flying around on their own in an Idris. It shouldn't be allowed. But I'm not the kind of person that's just going to fly it for the sake of it. I'll use it in special occasions when maybe there's a fleet battle and we need to have a crewed Idris.
Johnny, my lungs are kind of technically pawned already. I cannot sell them.
What did you sell them for?
I know I pawned them technically, still holding them, but they're spoken for.
Johnny, don't call people out. That's not cool. Right. So current monetization in the game overall is the pledge store, subscribers, and merchandising. We also have these sections over here. It spans from game packages, which include the game itself as well as the ship. Standalone ships, which is the entire library of ships as and when they're on sale. Gear, which really and eventually will translate into skins rather than gear, because we hope, because this part is pay to win.
Yeah, the same like the add-ons, I think. That's pay to win as well.
Yeah. And I say pay to win in terms of effort because, for example, you can't buy a P6LR sniper rifle in the shop. It's a very powerful sniper rifle, and you'll have no problem picking people off with that thing. But you can buy packages that contain this gun. So that's kind of like a couple of hours of... Yeah, let me just get the proof up in a moment. Johnny needs me to show his proof. 1 second, Johnny. What was I going to do? Johnny, you've interrupted my train of thought. God damn it. Someone can go and buy a package including that gun. So just reload into the game and I'll have that gun. So it's not like an egregious pay to win, but it is very much I want this gun bound to my account, so I'm going to go buy it kind of thing. It's not really any different than the ships in terms of, you buy the ship, you get the ship. There's a more immediate advantage in purchasing gear than a ship.
Yeah.
If I buy a Polaris, unless I have a crew, I have gained no advantage because I can't do anything on my own.
Or you just buy Idris and then you're good flying solo.
I don't know. Like an Idris, if I'm in a fighter and an Idris is trying to hit me with that
PDCs.
Well,
PDCs will take.
Would you fight an Idris in a Gladius though? No, you wouldn't go near it.
Yes. I would try to board it probably.
Yeah, let me just get this proof for Johnny. He's being doubted. Do you want your face shown, Johnny? No, I've got just a drink here. 1 second. Here you go, Jinx. Here is Johnny's proof.
Face reveal.
No, I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna do that. That'd be silly. There you go. He's at the bar, apparently alone. The bar is empty, but he is at the bar and he is drinking. So other things is ship packs. So that's the packs we looked at earlier. The subscriber store. I couldn't get a picture of this because I'm not a subscriber, but they have 2 tiers of subscriber. They have Centurion and a different one. Yeah, but it's £10 and £20, and you get to demo ships. I think on the lower tier you get to demo 1 ship a month. On the higher tier you get to demo 2, and you get some subscriber flair for free. Well, for free with your subscription. And then you also have access to a store full of very fancy or moderately fancy items that you can place in your hangar, in your ships. You can wear them.
Oh yeah, the flare, yeah.
This is probably the most respectable monetization they have, is the subscriber store, because it doesn't affect the gameplay at all. It's purely like, do you want things to look pretty or not? that's the choice you make.
I think the best thing they give you for the subscription thing is that the 10% of discount for like if you 6 months or something for the ship
Yeah,
to
that's
up to
cool.
like 100 quid or something. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where they shine.
You think
Right.
paints are the best part?
No, monetization wise, I don't care about paints.
Okay, I was
But
going to say, like last week, you were ragging on paints. You were just like,
I do not care paints. I
paints
would
are
not be
awful.
paying for paints. Like, yeah. But like from perspective of monetization of the project, I think that's the route they should go. It doesn't change anything except how the ship looks.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that's similar to the subscriber store and the kind of what it achieves. Yeah, it doesn't affect the gameplay, so I do agree with that. Merchandise, I don't think many people buy these things. I'll just bring it up so you guys can see.
Too expensive. I was looking at. I wanted like a Drake industry, like a T-shirt or like a baseball cap thing. But
Yeah.
dude, like
It's out of
crazy
stock anyway.
expensive.
Out of stock anyway.
Great.
Jared advertised this on Star Citizen Live in the laziest, nonchalant way possible today. It was quite funny to watch. He was like, it's okay. Like, we don't have the best merch, but we got this. That's basically how he said it. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, you got this kind of stuff, and I'm sure some people do buy them. This £108 for a very snug-looking coat. If I saw anyone in real life wearing Star Citizen merch, I might egg them. And I'd be right there alongside you. Not necessarily because it's Star Citizen merch, but because I wouldn't really want to go around with Drake's interplanetary stamped on my chest.
Wow.
But like the stuff looks cool. Like they're not terrible. I'd say the Wickelow's the kind of the jazziest one. It's just like a picture of Wickelow's head. But even then, they're not amazing, but they're there.
I hate him with a passion, so I would never wear this T-shirt.
You only hate him because he just didn't want to give you the Polaris.
What other reason there is, man? There's only one reason.
You only hate him because he took away the one thing you wanted. All right, don't be a wuss. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, so the merchandisers, I don't think it's really a fan favorite place to go. Probably don't make much money off that in comparison to the rest of it.
What they've been selling chairs as well, like computer chairs, for like crazy amounts of money as well.
They're not selling them. They have collaborations with companies that sell them.
Yeah.
But yes, they have chairs with their brand on.
Crazy
they sell
expensive.
United Earth credits, which is in-game credits. Now that's not uncommon in MMOs, so I don't have any gripes with that. Add-ons, very limited. That's just like the Idris laser and torpedo bay, and that's about it. The other things that they don't even have images for.
There's like the tank replacement to Gatling thing. There's like a turret for Scorpius, I think should be at least. They've been selling them. Yeah, the blades.
No, that's not on here right now. I think that's under a different section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that I thought they were supposed to be here. Oh well.
I mean, you'd think so. I'll have a look in a moment to see where they are. But right now, add-ons aren't showing those things. It's just showing the Idris kits and then these things. They don't even have pictures of them. Like, I wouldn't buy a Making of Star Citizen digital 42-page book because the game's not finished yet. It's like buying
but that's fine.
It's like buying a book that's been half written.
No, it's a volume 1. What are you talking about?
I don't want a volume 1. I want a book. I want a full thing. Then you got gift cards. I think very few people buy these. And event tickets when there's a Citizen Con. Let me now have a look for the guns. Do we know what the Alpha Wolf guns are called?
Alpha Wolf guns? Something?
Thanks.
Something?
Something dark side. Something.
There you go. Did you find it?
No, I did not. The Alpha Wolf isn't even being sold right now.
What do you mean it doesn't exist? They had it on their website. Well, technically, you cannot buy it anymore. Probably sold out.
They have some that say they're sold out, and they have some that aren't. Like the Vandal coat that I just showed, that's very, very recent, so that's definitely being sold. Oh yeah, no, they follow after Wish. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't buy any of their clothes. They're not a clothing brand. Of course, they're not going to have high quality clothing. But some people want Star Citizens branded onto their skin, so that's okay. That's what they want. That's what they can have.
Think, like the patches thing, you can like sew into like clothes if they from like manufacturer and stuff like that, or stickers. I think they would make more money on this stuff.
Yeah, stuff you can kind of put on your desk or computer, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Right,
so there's also an exclusive store where they sell to people who have spent more than £1,000 on the game. This definitely wasn't clipped
this is
from
me seeing this first time, guys. First time.
So this is like special skins. I think Jinx is just going to have a meltdown watching this today. We do not agree with everything in this model, okay? This is something that they need to improve when they release the game. So this is kind of like an exclusive store with discounts, and special paints and special versions of ships. But nothing that would give you any advantage, really. Just make things a bit more shiny. These are general packages. Let's just have a look at the ship standalones. So this is the catalog of ships currently for sale in the game. They vary. You've got ships £297. Yeah, I'd buy some patches. I think that would be a good, reasonable thing to sell. I think clothing is not really their forte. I think if they do sell clothing, it should be like 1 or 2 items, but high quality. I think that would probably be more acceptable.
See, the other thing is the artificially limiting amount of digital goods to be sold. That kind of cracks me up as well.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Like,
yeah.
There's no reason for you're not gonna run out.
Well,
you just copy and paste everything.
I would correct that statement a little bit. There is a reason. The reason they do it, and the reason itself is valid. But the reason they have limited hull sales in the game, this is for Jinx, because she might not know. So the capital ships, anything larger than a Polaris, are in limited sales. So let's say, for example, for the space of 10 days, they'll have 100 versions of that ship, 100 hulls available to sell, and they'll sell maybe 7 of them a day, or 10 a day.
It takes 5 seconds for them to sell everything.
That right there's the problem with it. But the reason they do it, which again the reason itself is valid, is that they don't want everyone to have a capital ship. Because they don't want an army of Idrises floating around the verse, which is a valid reason. However, if they were really committed to that reasoning, they would have stopped selling capital ships maybe 3 years ago. Because now everyone does have a capital ship in the game. And there are an army of Idrises floating around.
And what happened when Idris came out? Everyone on the server was flying one. And we're just crashing server, but
the way they do it, Jinx. Yes, it is FOMO. You're right. The way that they do the hull sales specifically is FOMO, but the reasoning behind having limited hull sales is also valid because you don't want everyone in the game to have a capital ship. But they've kind of gone against that by carrying on selling them. So they should have just made them earnable in game, but they refused for such a long time. OLPs, but it's just Idrises. And you joke, But that happened for like 3 straight months. We did an event, didn't we, Villain? I think you were there for it, where 3 of our org members just like, oh, I'll bring my Idris. And we had 3 Idrises fighting an F8C Lightning. So it was like watching someone with a bazooka try and shoot a fly. And of course, we didn't complete the mission because it crashed the server. Oh, you were there? Okay, yeah. All right, that's fair.
Yeah. Legit.
Yeah, it's not great. But these are the kind of prices you'd see in the game. These here, they kind of vary from ship to ship. Whether that's worth it is kind of up to whoever's buying them. So
I think like getting to about 300 like quid, like dollars or something. That should be it. Should be it for average player. And I'm not talking about this straight away, but like over, I don't know, I'm playing like 3 years or something. So if I would be spending about 100 quid a year, so it's a tenner, maybe less than tenner a month.
I think this is where it gets a bit skewed because you see these bulk prices and everyone's like, oh, everything in Star Citizen is so expensive. And it is. No denial, it is. Like £1,000 for a digital spaceship, incredible amount of money. But the amount that I spent on Star Citizen, comparably to someone who plays Fortnite, for example, there are people who play Fortnite who've spent way more than me, and the transactional model in that uses way less incremental prices to monetize their game. So I'm just spending in bulk. But yeah, there's actually not much difference between how much people spend. When you get to these people in Star Citizen spending £40,000 on the game, that's a different story. We won't touch that too much, but that's maybe
1,000 above.
Yeah,
already
1%. No, because there are people who have spent thousands and thousands of pounds on Fortnite, and they're not like the 1%. That's like 30%, something like that. But the people who spent the full 40,000 on Star Citizen, that's probably more towards the 1% and 5% of the player base. It's a very small amount of people that spend that much.
Yeah.
But in comparison to other games, people don't actually spend that much more money than any other games. I mean, she kind of made my point for me, but also she's right.
I played that for a little bit, but I wasn't spending any money in it. But like,
yeah, I feel like you refuse to spend money in general, don't you? You don't really much of a spender.
Yeah. No, I don't like to.
It wasn't my.
Oh, right. I see.
I see. Yeah.
Some poor orphans' money. I see. Yeah. Makes sense.
Right. So I think that generally covers the monetary system currently. The only thing that we haven't looked at was the initial crowdfunding approach, which I don't think we need to go into too much detail about, to be honest. I'll just bring it up quickly. Explore funding. But when the game first started, the crowdfunding model looked like this. They would make stretch goals, and they would use the money to meet those stretch goals. Now, they didn't always meet them, and they were more like carrots on sticks.
Yeah, and now they need to fulfill them, which drags the whole project down, especially like the crazy ones on the bottom.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, the scope creep came from a survey they did with the player base. They said, do you want us to do fully rendered planets and explorable planets and such, or not? And then the player base said yes. And that's where it all kind of went out of control. Up until that point, up until that very pivotal moment in history, it was actually kind of, the scope was realistic. And the moment that survey came back and they were like, yes, please make the planets. Please give us our ridiculous space game. Then it kind of spiraled out of control from there. And I'm glad it did, because we wouldn't have the game we are kind of receiving now. Right.
Don't worry, 2 more years and then we'll be all good.
So here we have kind of a little look at the general monetization approaches within the industry, and then we have the two main competitors of Star Citizen and how they monetize their game and how that monetization has evolved over time. And it has evolved and had to adapt with the industry, which is something that Star Citizen will have to adapt with. Because by the time they release, the whole monetization model could change again in terms of the industry.
Yeah.
So we've got a big list of things here. Now, some of these won't apply to Star Citizen. They aren't really going to be feasible. Some of them will apply extremely literally to Star Citizen. Stop judging each other and just continue to judge us, guys, okay? You don't need to judge each other. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Jinx, you spend the money on what you want to spend. Continue judging us on where we spend our money. Johnny, drink your beer.
Wow. Ooh.
Now sit down, children.
Don't make me pull over.
I will turn this podcast around. Right, so monetization approaches. Selling the game, which, buy to play is just the premium model of gaming. You buy it, you play it. Simple. Every game other than free to play does that, so there's not really much point in covering specifics with that one. There's free to play, which is the other half of games, which is you play it for free and you purchase stuff after.
Yeah, it's not really. Those are usually the most expensive ones.
Johnny,
to play ones.
Johnny and Jinx are now they're tied for first on bits. I believe the war has begun. So next is
fire.
Microtransactions. I think we can all agree that this is directly applicable to Star Citizen, except you would change the I to an A. There's Battle Pass and Season Pass. I do not think that this would be an appropriate move for Star Citizen. What do you think?
No. They already have got subscription thing. Giving on top of that a Battle Pass? No, would be too much. They could just add this kind of thing into the subscription they've got. So you actually got some kind of goals for every week or every month or something, so you can kind of go and achieve it. But basically, they already do that every patch they're releasing with like the missions they've got for that specific patch.
Yeah, I don't think it should be a literal battle pass like COD does it though. For example, it would have to. It might have the same structure as a battle pass, like you say, but it would be kind of as part of a specific mission chain. If you have bought a subscription to that, battle pass, maybe there are extra rewards you can get from them. Is that what you mean? That kind of thing.
I think they already got battle pass in the game. They just don't charge for it. So every time a patch comes out, like the Alliance 8, so it's a specific missions for specific amount of time, and you need to do specific, complete it, and they just give you a reward for it. They just don't charge you for it. It's technically the same thing. It's just free.
I can see your point. I don't know if that's exactly the same as a battle pass, but yeah, I can see that. It's comparable, definitely.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah. Downloadable content. I think with live service games, this is less of a thing because the whole point of it is it's always downloadable. It's like the whole thing is downloadable content.
No, I get that, but like just I'm thinking about DLCs more like
You mean
expansions?
Yeah.
So I was thinking this might be possible. I don't know how that would go, but it is possible because they said in 1.0 there's going to be like 5 systems, right?
Yeah, I've got this below actually. I've considered this. Carry on. Sorry.
And then if you want access to like the 6 or 7 systems, you would need to just nothing crazy, maybe like $5.99 or something, right? Just to help them run the servers, something along that. But if you don't want to, you just cannot get there. I know it's a little bit like it's hidden behind a paywall, but that gives an option to a player to like pay it or not pay it, or maybe you don't have money right now. Maybe you need to wait like a quarter before you're gonna get money and then buy it. But this would be a one-time payment. Every like system is going to come out and just to have access to it. That was just how I was thinking.
We'll get into that later. I have thoughts on that, but yeah, I thought of that too earlier today. I've got a little diagram we can explore below, but for sure, like I can see that being a point of contention.
I know. I understand why. And I think like the people who like spend about maybe like 1,000 or above, I think they should have access straight away to it, right? I think it's more for people who like spend maybe like $100 to $200 only, to just help out instead of getting more money from the whales. Rest needs to be.
I don't think people who have spent more money on the game should receive prior to the release to receive any more special treatment other than what they've already got than the new players, because those were pledges. Those were contractually agreed transactions for the funding of the game.
I see. How you're looking at this.
So they were not the sale of products. There may be some advantage for the first year of the game. That I can appreciate, but just having an edge financially over the rest of the players for the rest of time doesn't really sit well with me. And I'm saying this as a person who has spent money on the game. I don't think that should be, implemented into the monetization model, because that's unfair treatment. Those players prior to the release willingly and contractually gave their money to the game in exchange for goods. It wasn't a sale of the goods themselves.
As I see what you're saying, I don't think that would fly with generic public. If someone put like a couple of grand in.
But this wouldn't affect the general public, because we're talking about people that purchased before the game's release. The general public would be treated as fairly as the new players. The only thing this would affect is people who spent money on the game prior to the release.
Yeah.
But I do get why people would want bonuses for having spent so much money on the game. I'm not necessarily contesting that. I just don't think it would be fair.
No, I see what you're saying. It would be really hard thing to figure out.
Yeah.
So everyone would be happy, and I don't think that's possible.
I think if CIG came out with a statement and said, as of 1.0, it will be a saleable game, it'll be a fully released game, and everyone will be subject to the same monetization model. If they just blanketed that out there and said that, and then from that point were consistent with their model, I don't think there would be as much issue. There might be a bit of an outrage at the beginning, but things would settle down. But they would need to do that, because right now their reputation is quite spotty. Bear in mind, people playing before release, although they'll have their stats reset, they still have their ships to get ahead. Yeah, I agree. That's another good. Thanks for that, Johnny. Appreciate it. Thanks for being on my side.
Jinx, we need to figure out some kind of way to give them money, because the money we're giving them now, it's for building the game, and later on they're gonna need to run servers on some kind of money as well for us to be able to enjoy the game. So that's why. Yeah,
it's a necessary evil. We just need to make sure that it fits into the current monetization standards of the industry. That that isn't going to drive away players.
No, so the reason I like this, I personally like it. Just depends on how much they would charge for every system. If it's like $7.99 pounds or something like that every, let's say, like a year or quarter or half a year or something along that line, it's fine, right? But if they're gonna want it $30 for it, and it's gonna be coming out every month, I'm like, maybe not. And the other option is, you will have a choice. You can play the game and not buy it, and you still can play the game and enjoy it. And then if you decided, to splurge on, you can, pick up it whenever you want, kind of thing. Just how I see it.
I don't know what JFC means. Yeah, a subscription model entirely for the game probably wouldn't go down so well with long-time players, because we've supported the game. Oh, thank you. Johnny Fried Chicken. I like that one better, Jinx. I'm sorry. We're going to have to go with Johnny Fried Chicken. like a subscription model, I think could work for the game, but they need to be a little bit careful in what that would mean. I don't think subscription should prevent people from accessing the game, because then you do have the issue of people who supported the game for 13 years, who spent all this money, and then they're locked out of their own game unless they spend more money. That would be a bit of a spit, a kick in the face.
Yeah.
So I think a subscription model would... Kids, will you calm down and stop fighting? Or make out already. Pick one. Pick one. He says with number 2 squarely next to his name.
Wow.
Gosh.
Children.
You know what? Keep fighting. Keep going. Yeah, so I think a subscription model is doable, but it shouldn't lock people out of the game. There should be benefits to being subscribed, as there are now with a subscription at the moment, but it shouldn't lock anyone in. We just had... Oh, yeah, there was the notification about the...
He dropped what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs? What?
5 subs? Whoa, thanks.
Whoa. Thank you. What? Stop drinking. I think you had enough.
Stop drinking. Don't give us any more for today, okay?
Yeah,
we don't want you to waste your money, but thank you. We appreciate it. No. This goes towards whilst we're building
you will have a chance to get the game for free.
Well, the subs that we receive early on will mostly be, well, they will just be going towards giveaways. So that will be kind of where that goes. We won't really have any profit. So just to disclose that, we already have one giveaway. We need to start advertising for March, actually, Villain. We need to speak about that.
250. No, we need to hit 250 first before that happens. Goals, man.
I was about to say we should talk about it off stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We were talking about subscriptions. Okay, so we went through that.
You can have my old PC, Jinx. It's worse than yours. Right, so... Okay. So, you've got subscriptions, you've got advertising. I think Star Citizen should steer clear of that. They do not need to be another Ubisoft. I
don't mind this, actually, really. Think about this, right? It depends how they do it. But like, if you're going through ArcCorp and you see those like big screens and stuff, either will go like a Coke, commercial flying around there, or something along like that, and I don't need to pay for servers, I will be like, yeah, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this. I think the way Ubisoft does it is just scummy.
Yeah, but if you had been flying in combat and the pop-up comes out because you need to watch, you need to watch an ad before you can continue. Yeah, I'll have a problem with that one.
Any ads in game should be completely removed from the gameplay itself. There should be tiles on a menu, and that's it. They shouldn't have anything else more intrusive. Ubisoft got really bad at one point, where you'd reach the opening of Origins, and a massive pop-up for another game would come out and just tell you to go buy it. It was really bad. Villain, I think you're the only person that would be okay with adverts in that game. Yeah, I would agree.
What? Where are you guys getting this?
Oh, gosh.
Just, we would not need to pay for servers. You guys don't see my way. And the next thing, cosmetic items. I think that should be the primary way of trying to get extra money.
Right. Cosmetic items, that is a big market for this game, but they just need to get better at cosmetics.
Yeah, the skins of the ships could be nicer.
always a little bit underwhelming. They're always very... And there is a fine line for Star Citizen to walk on that, because they can't be too crazy. And if they are crazy, they need to be lore appropriate, just because of the nature of the game. We can't have my Little Pony carracks flying around the verse.
Why not?
We can't do it, villain. Okay.
I can imagine like a Hello Kitty Idris lasering whole villages down to the ground. I don't know how you guys don't see it. There's such a potential in, and those skins for like Idris and stuff, they are not cheap as well. They're quite expensive for the bigger ships.
Yeah. They can be quite expensive. In-game currency, we already kind of have that, but not, because most games have multiple currencies, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
And they're usually a way in those games to lock your money into the game where you can't refund the money. You buy £16 worth of V-Bucks for, and I think it's like 2,000 or 1,500. And then you use the V-Bucks, and they're not always equated equally to what you're spending either. So it's not £16 for 16,000 V-Bucks. It's £16 for 1,300 or something like that.
Yeah, because that's how it's supposed to be. Because that's done on purpose. So you've got always a little bit left over. So then if you want to buy next thing, you're like, I just need to pay a little bit more instead of a lot, and you give them more money.
Yeah. No, I know. I definitely know why they do it. I think that is scummy, and that probably wouldn't work very well in Star Citizen.
Yep.
Neon cat paint scheme. Please no. Got a new emote unlocked. Thank you for the hype train, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm not used to all these notifications coming up.
I don't know what's going on.
There's just so much happening. Expansion packs, that is related. That's kind of more what you were in going with with the planetary systems. We'll get to that later.
Yep.
Marketplace and player trading fees. I disagree with that for this game. That should not be a thing.
I think this is more to do with what's the
Counter-Strike.
No, Eve, because in Eve you actually, when you pay money, you get like diamonds or something, right?
Yeah.
And you actually can actively use that to like expedite your refinery and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's how they monetize it. And when you spend it, that's gone. So it's kind of.
But I don't believe in Star Citizen, the player marketplace should not be defined by real money at all.
Yeah.
That would not go down well.
No.
It would ruin the game, and people would be poor.
I agree. 100%.
Merchandising, selling real world products, they already do that, and not very well.
Yep. I think it's probably to do with how much money they made. If they would actually making quite decent change kind of thing on it, I think they would push it more. But I don't think people were like super into it. That's my guess. I don't know. That's just my guess.
Yeah, I think sponsorships and branding collaborations, I think they're a bit limited on what they can do with that.
I think they've been doing this. No,
they've done it with tech brands.
Yeah,
they've not done it with movies and games, and they shouldn't do it with movies and games. It just wouldn't work. Like, can you imagine having Goku running around Kamehameha-ing in the middle of Star Citizen? I think they need to be very careful if they even consider that. Fortnite Star Citizen collaboration. I thought that would look so out of place. You'd be playing Fortnite and you'd have this sperm suit, white clothed man in a helmet looking completely out of place, just to ruin everyone's day. Yeah.
It would be so good, man. No, you would just send the Vandul into Fortnite instead.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. There are interesting things you could put in. Game Pass and platform deals. That's more game company.
I kind of thought about this, and they could have do something along that line as well. You
They could
pay
do,
like $5.99 a month, right, in
yeah,
subscription or something like that, and they give you like access to like Aurora, and the game. And
yeah.
if you stop paying, you still keep the stuff, but you cannot access it.
Mm. Yeah, they could also, these 2 points could be together. They could do a brand deal with Xbox PC, for example,
Yeah,
and they could
yeah.
be on the Game Pass. I don't know how well that would go down, though, but that, yeah, definitely something they could do. Right, so that is just general monetization. Let's have a look at the games in depth. So the EVE Online is probably one of the most long-running live service space MMOs around. We'll have a look at the store page in just a moment, but their monetization has changed over the years. To begin with, it was a subscription. You would pay monthly to access the game, and then you would play the game. Just nice and simple. In 2011, it switched over to an expansion model where you would buy expansions to the game and you would extend your playability of the game. In 2016, it moved over to free to play. The patch for that was called Ascension, and they were also acquired by Pearl Abyss, where an increase in revenue was pushed, and that's where you see these in-game currencies come in. Presently, there's a hybrid and service-based model, so there's microtransactions, skins being sold, and also a new side game being released, which you can see just down here as EVE Vanguard. So it's interesting to look at this just to see how other space MMOs have been marketing their game. So if we look on the EVE store, right away, you can see it's probably, at first glance, a lot more intuitive than Star Citizen store. You know exactly what's what.
Was it like £115 straight away? Front page?
Oh,
Jump was
the first thing you see. Yes, yeah. Now, EVE is very pay to win in comparison to Star Citizen. You have all these product categories. Omega, which is the premium currency. Bigger ships, better skills, and double training speed await you upon upgrading. They're not even disguising it. It is a pay to win mechanic. And it's not pay to win in the sense that necessarily you'll win every fight.
It saves you time, basically, a lot.
I don't think I can allow that comment through, Johnny. But it was a play on Kamehameha, and it sounds like chum. He kind of mixed those together. can't let that one through. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to deny that message. But thank you for that contribution to society, Johnny. God damn it! All right. So Omega is clearly a pay to win mechanic. It's for people who don't want to grind. You got Plex, which is an in-game item tradable for skins, Omega, and Hypercore. So you can earn Omega in-game. I imagine the grind is much longer. Packs, that's ships and skins. MCT, activate one or more certificates to get up to 2 more skill queues per account. So that is how fast you can grow your character. Skill training, amplify your aptitude with single purchase training boost bundles so you can upgrade your character faster. And skill management, daily alpha injectors, and skill extractors. So I think that's just a really quick way of getting a skill. So EVE is very much a free-to-play, pay-to-win, pay-to-save time game. Has a subscription service where you receive Omega points as part of it. This is in-game money here, and these are quite... This is what I mean when I say that even though Star Citizen's prices are quite large, if you look at other games, people end up spending the same amount or more.
This is worse. I think this is worse because in Star Citizen, okay, it's a bigger payment. You pay it once. At least you've got the ship. This thing, it's a currency. You spend it and it's gone.
Yeah. Well, this makes me worry a little bit about Star Citizen's future because this is one of its main competitors. And so they will have to compete. And how they're going to do that is what concerns me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get that. That's why I'm pro, like, give us new system, we'll give you a little bit money, then go build another one, then we're gonna give you a little bit more again.
Yeah. It is a bit concerning. You've got packs where you can buy your skills and bundles and such. And again, they've got one that's £200 here. Multiple character training. So this is your slots for training your skills. So there's a lot more stuff in this game being sold than in Star Citizen that probably has dug more money out of people's pockets individually than Star Citizen has. And the game has been around since 2003. It's 23 years old, so it's had time to gain traction with these monetization approaches.
Yeah, maybe because they're for so long, people just got used to it. I don't know. It just looks expensive.
Yeah.
Really expensive.
Really expensive. So that's Eve. I don't think we need to draw many comparisons to Star Citizen because right now that's quite far removed from Star Citizen's current model. And it's also a model that we probably don't want to see in Star Citizen's future. I'd be right in saying. I do think that they could do... Actually, there's not much here that actually could transfer. So this, I don't think, is the right direction for Star Citizen. I think it should compete in a different way. The next one that is in direct competition is Elite Dangerous. Now, Elite Dangerous has been around longer than Star Citizen as well, but when Star Citizen became playable and as it matured, many Elite Dangerous players came over to Star Citizen.
We've been poaching them for a while.
All right, so here we have the evolution of the monetization in this game. I can get it to zoom in. So in 2014 to 15, the game was sold as a premium buy-to-play title. I think it still is buy-to-pay, so I don't think that's changed. In 2019...
it is, but I paid like £2.49 for mine. So
okay.
Not really super expensive or something.
Okay, so it's more expensive now than it used to be. So it had some major expansion packs in 2021 and 2015. That's the main way that made money. In 2019, they brought cosmetics and an early version of the in-game currency, which is ARCs. Price increases in 2024 for cosmetic items. And then in 2024, and I do believe this was in competition with Star Citizen, they started to sell ships. Whereas previously, all ships were purchasable in-game and only in-game. So that was a major change.
They're like, oh, Star Citizen can get away with this for like 15 years.
Yeah.
We wanted some of that too.
Yeah. Now, you may think that given that Star Citizen charges quite a lot for its ships compared to some of the prices here, that they're directly comparable, but I will go through why that's not the case in just a moment. The last one is that they started doing early access to ships they were going to sell in 2024 to 2025, which is a bit scummy because if they can access it 3 months early, it means it's ready to release. So it's an artificial paywall. So I don't know. Not a fan of that one. Not a fan of that one. But hey ho. So key monetization features for the game are ARC's currency, primary currency for purchasing cosmetics, including ship liveries, suit cosmetics, and weapon colors, which I imagine now includes spaceships. Pre-built ships, yeah, there we go. Early access, the ability to buy new ships immediately upon release, while others wait for the in-game purchasability. I think that's it's taken straight from Star Citizen, that one. That's what they do.
And the timing,
and
3
the timing,
months as well.
3 months is exactly the same. Right, so if we look over to the right here, I've kind of made a little diagram to compare within this game versus Star Citizen. So to buy a high-end ship, you would need to spend $24.99. This is a high-end starter ship. This is not one of the best ships you can get.
Oh,
$24.99,
no.
which is
Need to
maybe
spend
about
more.
half the price of a basic starter ship in Star Citizen
Yeah.
for 60,000 ARC. Oh, no, you wouldn't be able to afford that. You'd have to buy the 100,000.
$44.99. Yeah.
Yeah. So $44.99. So that's about on par with a starting ship in Star Citizen.
Yeah.
I must have put this in the wrong place. And
Which is still
perfectionist as I
way
am,
cheaper.
Still way cheaper overall, yeah. I think this would be in line in terms of functionality with maybe a £100 ship. A mid-size ship in Star Citizen. To buy a cheap ship, which is 16,520 ARC, you would be spending £9.59, which is a good deal. Now, the suits, skins, and armors in the game are held at a similar value to the ships, which is a stark contrast. Yeah, stark contrast to Star Citizen, and might kind of, it's either they're charging too much for the armors or not enough for the ships, but they're kind of equating them in value to a certain point. They're not exactly the same, but you're spending similar amounts of money for a high tier armor than a low tier. You're spending more money for a high tier armor than you are for a low tier suit, which seems a little odd.
Is it that bundle of 3 in all of them?
I think this is a customizable armor. So you get one armor and you can change the colors on it.
Okay.
But it might be 3 separate armors. I'm not sure. I've not played that much of Elite Dangerous myself. So if anyone in the chat has played it, please do let us know.
Let us know
your opinion on that. So I think the way they've balanced the costs between suits and ships is wildly different than Star Citizen. And I said earlier that there's a big difference between the ships they sell in Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen. Elite Dangerous, it's a character. The ship is a character. When you're in the ship, you are the ship, basically. But with a Star Citizen... Sorry, go ahead.
I think they've been looking to trying to change this. They've got like you can walk in first person now. So I don't know if they're going to try to go in to actually be able to enter the ships.
They are. I think that was one of their goals. And they have shown signs of creeping towards that. They did introduce first person gameplay. But for the most part at the moment, especially Eve, even Elite Dangerous are situations where the character is the ship when you're in the ship. You're not someone sitting in a ship necessarily. It doesn't feel that way anyway when I played it. Especially in Eve, you are just the ship. Big advantage Elite Dangerous has over Star Citizen is that I can have a pink ship engine trail, which is much better. That's fair. That's a fair point.
Everyone knows blue one's faster.
Blue means room.
It's just physics.
Yeah. Well, I think Elite Dangerous is a different type of base game than Star Citizen. Star Citizen takes itself very seriously, even though the developers may not at times. To be honest.
No, but you have to because it's a stressful job. So if they don't goof off, they would just burn out.
They would die inside. Red means move the fudge out of the way. Yeah. Pink can be serious. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess. I have to agree because she can find me in real life and kill me.
Oh no.
Okay, so these two games are, I would say, minor competitors with Elite Dangerous. Neither of them have any microtransactions. They are, one is it free to play No Man's Sky? No, it's not, is it? It's a one-time purchase. You purchase the game. There's no microtransactions. You just purchase the game, free updates. And you basically just get everything for free in the game, which is really good. Comparable to Star Citizen, it's not really
$49.99 No Man's Sky on Steam right now.
Yeah, I would say it's worth the cost because they do So yeah, they support the game really hard, Villain. They've provided a lot of value. In its initial release, the game was terrible. It didn't deliver on all of its promises. But if you were to purchase the game now, I would say it's worth that £49 charge. Because the amount of stuff they've added and the amount they continue to add for free without charge, it shows the value of that purchase.
I don't pay full retail.
Well, that's a personal choice. Whether you think it's worth it or not. There's a personal thing.
$14.99. Oh, but this is one for Xbox. See,
Yeah.
we're getting closer.
But I think it's worth its cost. It's an old game, but it's updated regularly, so it's not the same as if a single player game stayed the same price for 5 years. So I think it's a different consideration.
I've seen
to
it
make.
a little bit. Yeah, I've seen it a little bit online. I've never played it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not the same kind of game as Star Citizen. It's not as detailed. It's a lot more gamified, but it is more survival. You know what? That was my inspo pick whilst I was dying. KFC and Ice Blind. Okay, cool. I think Johnny and Jinx have become frenemies. I think this bond will last the ages.
It will last till tonight.
Yeah. Now, X4 Foundations is completely single player, completely self-contained. I don't really know too much about it, but it makes its money off single purchases and expansion packs. The flight model actually was recently changed to be very similar to the mouse drag model in Star Citizen. So it's interesting to see that games are starting to take cues from Star Citizen, which is nice. It means that it's had some form of impact. But other than that, I don't really know too much. It's very economy focused. I know that.
Yeah. 7th time the charm on their flight model on Star Citizen.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the flight model in terms of how you control it, not necessarily physics-based flight model. Okay. So over here, we have Star Citizen 1.0 monetization. I've left a lot of this blank to give us room to add stuff as we theorize. Johnny, you might want to get in on this because I'm sure you have your own opinions about that. The 1.0 promises that CIG have made is no more ship sales. This one is a big question mark to the community because people are struggling to see how they're going to go from selling £100, £200, £1,000 ships and packs to a normal model. And I can see that concern, but I do have a counter to that I'll get into later. The second one is to continue development and feature additions following 1.0, which is great, but my concern is with CIG's track record of adding features and destroying the game with each patch. How are they going to do that on a live released game and not break the game? So they're going to have to be they're going to have to be much tighter on the additions that they make. BS, no more ship sales. I'll get into that in a moment because I think there is a way they can do that. But
you know what? It's crazy. The craziest thing they can do: come up with a new ship, show us guys, and tell us it's only purchasable in the game, and everyone's gonna be.
Well, that's the goal. That's what they want. I think if they had ship sales, it would break the game.
Yeah.
Like live money, it would break the game if they were just selling every ship. So I will get into that in a moment. 5 solo systems at launch and fully featured, which means all the features for 1.0 that make the game work and function as it's intended will be there. Now, just below, I've got an image of 1.0 standard features and not a part of 1.0 features on the right. Out of all of them, only one is in the game.
We've got the one! Woohoo!
Yeah. And that is ships, which is a very low bar because to have ships, you just need 2 ships in the game. And many of them aren't even finished that are launched into the game. So that's a little bit tentative. Hey there, Squirrel. How's it going? We're talking about monetization in Star Citizen. and how they might approach it at 1.0. We've already kind of gone through the current monetization system and and other competitors' approach to monetization. We're just kind of going to theory craft around what we want to see. But how's your week been, Squirrel?
But technically, crafting, it's going to be coming in technically soon.
Crafting, I'm talking about fully featured. So that's going to be tier 0. It won't be fully in the game. It's going to be like a very basic version of it. So I wouldn't really count that as a fully feature, a full feature in the game. Yes, but technically, org and social content is in the game because we have the Moby-Glass and we have text chat. But would you consider that a full feature right now?
According to Chris, it's gonna be, guys, technically we're already at 1.0.
Yeah, technically it's all good. So I think we still don't have many of those features. In miscellaneous features, and keep in mind this doesn't mention transient jump points in here or over here. So I don't know where that slots in. I imagine it will come in for 1.0 though. Reputation V2, planetary shields, improved NPC social behaviors, persistent login and log out that doesn't require ship beds. So you'll just kind of come in and come out anywhere you kind of log off. Shard selection and login. That we definitely need. That would be really cool. Because then persistence will matter from playthrough to playthrough. Because right now, persistence is there, but you log out, there's no guarantee you'll be in the server where your stuff is.
Yeah, because usually what happens, end of the day, I've got like 5% of water. I'm just going to log out here in the middle of nowhere. And when I log in, I'm back on the station and you've got everything in there.
Also, if I leave Villain's body somewhere, when I log back in, I'd like to know that his corpse is still available to put in.
Oh, this is a children's channel.
Compromising positions. I'm not sure why, but I really feel like I'd be less offended if I was told it would cost me £40 to buy the game and was given the cheapest ship off the bat than be told it's free and then be forced to buy a ship pack. Okay. But they've never advertised the game as free currently. So like you do have to buying the ship pack includes the game. But in terms of 1.0, I agree that might be favorable to buy it for £40 and you get a ship and you work up from the ship. Yeah.
And often what they do like a starter pack, like promotion thing. So they give you a game for free while you buy the ship as well. So you'd like save £20 or something.
Yeah. So this is kind of the vision for 1.0. The complete game would look like this. The representation of the gameplay loops and systems, ships, and even the careers are all laid out. They laid them out in 2024, I think. And it's quite detailed, quite promising. So that's what 1.0 should look like. Now, I've kind of outlined here monetization challenges. So, long-standing competitors is one of them. When they launch the game, there will be an initial buzz, an initial interest from content creators and such like that, where they'll come test out the game, which is great. But they need to figure out how, with these two other titans of space games that are already established, how are they going to maintain that player base coming over to them? Now, Star Citizen doesn't outwardly give live concurrency data to us, so I don't actually know which one of these is correct. I have two sources. One says 84K estimated per day, and one says 3.5 per day throughout February this month. I doubt it's the 84K, but if it is, that's great. But it's about let's go with 3.5 because it seems like the more realistic. So per day, there's about 3.5 thousand people playing Star Citizen, which is quite respectable for an ongoing game. EVE Online on the SteamDB website is showing about 5,000 people per day throughout February. I would argue that a different type of space game player plays EVE Online in comparison to the type of person that would play Star Citizen. Would you agree with that statement, Villain?
Yeah, I do.
It's a very numbers game. As much as there are ships and combat in there, it's a very economy-based and very detailed game.
See, I think the problem with the number, I think you're right about 3.5 to maybe like 5 on a good day.
Yeah.
Unless there's a new patch and then it's like 100,000 and you cannot log into anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I think the problem is one, wipes. So people kind of like, half commit themselves to this because it's gonna get wiped at some point.
That was
And
a promise that they made. There's no more wipes. I forgot to add that.
Yeah. So that will be other, and the other thing, there's not really anything else to do except grind for like pretty much money and ships.
Well,
so you
yeah, but
cannot
this
build
is
a base.
this is for 1.0, Villain. This what we're talking
No,
about now.
so I'm so I'm getting there. So when they fix those problems, I'm pretty sure that number will go up.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. When they first release it, very much at the beginning, there will be a buzz. There'll be lots of people playing it. I'm talking about long term in terms of monetizing and holding on to players. How are they going to keep them from going back to the other games? How are they going to say that,
But every single game is like this. I don't know, like guys in our org, they always play those survival games, like June or I don't know, the Mask thing, something. They just always log in, play a little bit, and get to a certain level, and they log out, and that's it. It just kind of happens.
I'm not saying that they won't play other games, but Star Citizen is a massive time sink compared to other games.
Yeah.
And so this becomes a greater question for Star Citizen in particular, because they need to make sure the gameplay is engaging enough to keep people for long enough to progress. You can log on to some games, you can play it for an hour and progress enough to be satisfied. But with Star Citizen, there's a lot of manual process there that you're not going to...
And in an hour, you manage to get to your ship.
Yeah. Now, they may fix that a little bit in time, especially with this log on, log off feature that we mentioned a bit ago. All right. Have a good night, Johnny. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, enjoy.
Guys, chill. We're all friends here. All right. No more pinching each other in the back of the car. What was I saying? That war has distracted me.
Yeah. Concurrency of the players, yeah.
Yeah. So I think attention is going to be a big thing for Star Citizen. You're going to need to be able to hold on to those players. Because you've got Elite Dangerous, which is about 6,000 players per day on average. No Man's Sky is 14. Now, I wouldn't say that's a major competitor because it's a different type of space game, but it is a competitor, and that's a lot of players. X4 Foundations is completely single player, so that I don't think will be as higher on the competitors list.
I think the closest thing to what I'm seeing from like attention grabbing is Foxhole, because if you commit yourself to a war, which is usually lasts between like 40 to 60 days, those people are logging in every day, like clockwork, to do operations like after work for like a month.
Yeah, but those are people that play the game full time.
Yeah. No, not really. It's a lot
I played for an hour and I got bored.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying committed people.
Yeah, exactly. So not everyone's going to be as committed.
Yeah.
So how can you get people to be committed is the question I'm posing.
So how they do it, it's basically when they've got their own bases and they need to be operated. So even within 48 hours, you don't get specific resource to your base, which you've been building for a week. They start decaying, and if you don't if you leave it for long enough, and that additional like 24 to 48 hours, it collapses and you need to rebuild it all over again. So it requires constant maintenance of someone being there, at least to upkeep stuff. So I don't know exactly what they need to do something, but they mentioned there's gonna be some kind of decay way.
I think they need to be careful with it. Because as much as that could be a hook, it could also be something that drives people away. That sounds awful.
Oh no, so Foxhole, yeah, Jinx, it's real life. It's like 24/7. The wars is ongoing on one server, and then you just wake up and some people just log in and just trying to fight. And it's like, Europe logs in, logs out, and America logs in, logs out, and then Asia, and it's like a rotation all the time. And it's just war, constant war between two factions.
It's a
Sounds
representation of Villain's current mental.
Man, I've got a shell shock. Oh man, it's far into war now, so we've got bombers and stuff like that. It's chaos.
Yeah,
Chaos, but it's fun.
I do think they could use a similar hook like that. So they might not be able to do this straight away, but we'll get into this in a moment as well. But the introduction of star systems and making them discoverable as part of an initiative within the game, so they don't necessarily advertise the system. They just say that they're adding a new system and you can travel to it. And then maybe there's a transient jump point that people have to scan for and travel to that system. And maybe there's a threshold of how many players travel to and from that system. They establish a jump point, like a permanent one, based on the amount of people that have found the transient jump points, travel to the new system. And then from there, it's about scanning the system, discovering the planets, things like that. So there's an initiative to explore. And then that could be the hook, expanding into a new system, building bases, things like that. So similar to Foxhole, that could be the initiative of that patch. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think they mentioned something similar. They're looking to put it in the next Pyro, the seal thing. So you're gonna need to every week you're gonna need to collect those seals to actually have a protection over your base in Pyro, and that's gonna be happening every week.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like a hook? Yeah. Yeah, no, I see that.
Yeah.
So I thought you meant the same thing as in exploration. I was like, that's not exploration.
No.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean now. Sorry, it just took me a moment to see what you were trying to say. Yeah. That kind of thing as well. But that's like very contained in Pyro as well.
True. Yeah.
So, but they need a general hook for the game. So kind of expansions. They could even have something similar to that as an expansion in a new system as well. Like it doesn't have to stay in Pyro.
Yeah, for me, it's like the MMOs usually what, like I was mentioned before, you get to a certain point where you've got everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you've got everything, you're just like, okay, there's nothing else to do. I kind of completed the game, kind of thing, right? So I'm hoping the building like the Bengals and javelins and stuff like that, it's gonna be such a crazy task that it takes like an org maybe like 6 months or something. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but like long time to get just one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, orgs are definitely going to be a big draw.
Yeah, so if you've got such a crazy goals to try and complete, I think people. I'm thinking I would myself log on more often, even if I've got like an hour or two, just go salvage a mine and just put this in. I'm gonna come back on Tuesday later, do it again, and then on the weekend, you've got stocked up maybe mineables and stuff like that already ready for construction and whatever. So I think it will help when the more systems are gonna be online. I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, definitely. But basically, kind of, I think what we're both really agreeing on here is there needs to be a per patch hook of some sort that overarches the entire patch that instills a commitment to the game. Whether that's exploring a new system, being part of an org and maintaining that org station ship, blah blah blah. Because, like I said, I think a Bengal you could almost treat that like its own station, and it might require repairs and upkeep, whereas a normal ship doesn't require that as much.
Or just full-on war between the orgs, man. That could be so much fun.
I think, assuming the game takes off, because a lot of this is very dependent on the popularity of the game, but assuming the game takes off in the way that it needs to, I think those org rivalries and combat situations will become organic, and that will be one of the game's strongest assets.
Yeah.
So
looking forward to that.
Another monetization challenge is the current reputation of CIG, versus the reputation it will need to build.
Ah, yeah.
So CIG, I'm sure, have all the honorable intentions in the world of finishing the game, but the rest of the world is very convinced that it's a scam. Now, it isn't a scam, because there is a game, there's a product that you can play, which is in complete contradiction to what a scam is. You're able to play it, you get what you buy, it's an alpha, they state it prior to the purchase, everyone's aware of what they're buying. We're very close in comparison and in relation to how long it's been going on for to a release of the single player campaign, and as far as we're aware, Star Citizen will follow a year or 2 years after that. So we're close to the end now, but they've fostered a relationship with the general gaming population that screams scam, and that is a hurdle to get past.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of goodwill farming at the beginning, I think, when it first releases. And that will be through its main player base and word of mouth, of course. But I do think they may need to be a bit more active in cultivating a relationship with the mainstream gaming industry.
No
thoughts on that?
No, I'm like, they're going to need to figure something out. I'm thinking...
But you agree with the statement, at least.
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, I do.
Right. But they're the challenges that... The main two challenges that I've been able to identify in starting a monetization change to the game. Marketable features. It's got fully featured and functional ships that no other game does. Other games have ships, but you can't walk around them to the extent you can in Star Citizen. They don't have a fully functioning engineering componentry inside. They don't have physicalized shields and armor. And the ships are also prepped for future features like collaborative community gameplay inside the carrack through the pool table or the chess game when they make that work well. So like there's a layered gameplay within the ships that no other game can offer. There's fully fleshed out combined arms, though they haven't utilized it well yet. Hopefully they will. But there's a fully fleshed combined arms ability in the game. So when that is appropriately used, it is going to be one of its strongest features. And they also aim to fill out all of the gameplay loops with the same quality as each other. So that's FPS, ship combat, tanks, ground vehicles. Again, they have not accomplished that yet. I am not stating that they have finished. And then they have a living universe, which you've got the AI, the economy, scalability, PvP. One I've made up, PWP, which is basically orgs, player with player gameplay. Building a base together, that kind of thing. Alliances.
Who are you talking about? Me or Mormon? I'm guessing me, but like, who knows?
Sound a little delusional in what sense? And yeah, to who?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Living Universe it's got a lot of things in it. It's not all finished right now. I never said it's not a scam, I promise, but by the definition of a scam, it isn't one. And I'm quoting from an article. That's not my thoughts. That's from an article stating 2027 or 2028. And it will be good. That's an opinion. You can call me delusional, but two of those things, one I didn't say, and the other one is from an article.
What are you talking about? We're almost there. Have you seen how many ticks we've got? We've got the one green tick there.
All words have a definition, Jinx. So we have to define the word scams, how it works. Right. Yeah. Now, in saying these marketable features, none of these are finished yet. None of them are at a point where we can say that they are the strengths of the game at this point. The only one we can say really is the ships are way more fully featured than any other space game. Now, let's move on to what we want monetization to look like. Villain, I'm going to take a break. You go ahead.
So quite a few things we already, like how I wanted to look at in the future. I mentioned this before. So like you've got this map here, right? And there's marked the 5 first 1.0
in
systems.
1.0, these will be the 5-star systems. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I mentioned, and having the extra, every other additional system should be like a small DLC, kind of like, not a lot, but if there's a lot of players want to be, it will stack up. You know what I mean? So it's like £5, let's say, right? £5 per system. And then because it will take them a lot of work, so because there is like a lot of like Vandal systems next to us, so they need to build totally different architecture and maybe different type of planets and stuff like that. And there's Xi'an as well, and there's a lot of what's the one, what the trader wants, Banu and stuff like that. So they've got, you know, to have a fully different type of city. So like go to Xi'an and see everything like brand new and different experiences and stuff like that. It would be worth to, you know, drop a couple extra quid so they can keep and continue expand the universe. That's how I'm thinking, and that would be the best way. And obviously, I don't think they're ever gonna stop selling ships. I know people think they will, but not gonna happen. It's just too much money for them. And skins, that's the other thing. I'm thinking skins or any kind of cosmetics or flair. You know, they can go wild with that.
Yeah, I was about to say
nothing.
These are the kind of skins that are currently in the game. They are underwhelming. The craziest one, at least on this array of pictures I've got, is this one with the deer, the bull head. But I do agree with you, Villain, that the skins will be a big one.
Yeah,
and they need to make that definition clear, because right now they sell gear.
Yeah,
which is not the same as selling a skin.
Like you see those ships skins, the purple ones.
Yeah.
Like even the smaller ones, they're like $6, man, or $7. That's a lot for just a purple skin.
Purple on a ship, but £7 in comparison to other games that have skins, where they're essentially charging about £30, which is the cost of an indie game. It's quite £7 quite good. £7 quite good. But I do agree that they are very plain. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
League of Legends was selling one skin for like $500.
Yeah.
For one character.
Yeah.
Because it was collectible. That's a bit wild.
Well, we can't really. That's the kettle calling pot black. Kettle black. However you say it. I don't think as well. At least I can't really comment because I haven't really spent the money. But as a Star Citizen player, we can't really judge on prices because we have ships that cost thousands. We can. Okay, sorry, my mistake. We can. Let's do it.
Yeah. Shame.
But I do agree. They need to make the skins more interesting. But they have a challenge to make
my 7
worth.
packs, it needs to, I don't know, sparkle or something. I don't know.
It needs to sparkle. I think Jinx would agree with you. Pink and sparkly.
Or like just have like lights on it or something. It's not even actually a good thing. Because if you've got like lights on your ship and you're flying through space, they can see you from miles away before even like. So like they want to just give them to them. They're actually handicapping themselves.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a fan concept. I think it's quite old now, but it's interesting to see. And it reminded me of Warframe. But here it is here. This is like a fan concept of ship skinning, customizable ship skins in game. So you've got one where you pick the primary color to the secondary color.
This will never happen.
You're so
Because look, $4.99.
as I said, it's
$5.20.
It's
just losing
can
money.
you stick with me for a moment, Villain, please? You're jumping ahead again. I'll get there. Don't worry. So this is just a concept, and you can choose your different patterns and your different applications of the colors and stuff like that, which you can do on many of the games, and many of the games have found a way to monetize this. This is why I'm saying I'm going to get to it, Villain. It reminds me of Warframe for that reason, and you'll see that. Okay, so chill. Chill out, bro.
Woosah.
You jumped the gun. So I think this is a very interesting one. It's very, very simplified. You see they made this kind of distinction between what might cost and what might not. So maybe the ship skin, the pattern, might be a purchasable skin, but the color palette is free. But it reminded me of Warframe, because Warframe charges for premium palettes. Not necessarily saying I agree with it. If you look here, the thing is the color palettes aren't even that different from each other. But there's a free palette that you can use, and then there are purchasable palettes that include more interesting textures and colors that you can apply to your Warframe. Not necessarily saying I agree with this, but that would be a way that they could monetize. There's an almost pink there. Yeah, Warframe does have actual pink. So there is a way they could monetize the custom-made skins, which, again, they would need to be careful with. Only because they've already announced org customized skins. So, I mean, this doesn't mean that they can't monetize the org skins.
Exactly.
Which they probably should, to be honest, because this is where they could make some money.
Yeah.
From a business standpoint, this would be a reasonable monetization, because you're essentially allowing the org leaders to create a skin for the org and distribute it amongst their org members. That should be something that they can monetize. I don't know if you would disagree with that statement.
No, I would totally agree. But they would probably charge for every skin. It wouldn't be just one for like the org leader or something. They would just, every single ship, once this thing is gonna get charged on every single account.
Yeah, maybe the org leader would have to purchase the skin, and then when an org member wants to apply it, they have a very discounted rate. So the org leader pays maybe £20 to have a custom skin. They create it and they make it accessible to the rest of the org. And then maybe the org members, because there's going to be hundreds of them, and sometimes in some cases maybe even thousands, right? Maybe when they purchase the skin, and it's applicable to all ships, they only pay £2 to £4 for it. And across thousands of people for a skin that CIG didn't have to create themselves, that's going to make quite a lot of profit anyway.
Yeah,
right?
but yes, in principle, I agree with you. But they already mentioned there's kind of problem with it, so they will need to be manually checked by devs. So there's no crazy stuff on the designs.
But that check would be done on the initial purchase by the org leader, so that wouldn't be an issue. So
yeah.
You would just review the original design. The org leader would have to tweak it for different ships. That'd be their business, but of course. But yeah, the original design would be what would be judged by CIG, which would also save them a lot of time on having to moderate everything, because they don't have to moderate the original design. And that design could be locked in, and when it's adjusted for the ships, you can't add things. You can only adjust things to match the ship's aesthetic, shape, geometry. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. The moderation would be an issue, but if the original design can't be altered from the org leader, they would only have to moderate that one design.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. You don't want a bunch of Hull C's with penises on the side. I understand. I do agree here that there might be a DLC approach or an expansion approach that could be implemented. I think rather than one system at a time, they could do it in
bundles,
sectors, which would mean they'd have to develop star systems at different rates than each other. We're going to have, and saying this is very important to keep in mind that just because this map has all these planets on doesn't mean they're going to put all of these systems out. When the game was first concepted, it was concepted with 100 systems in a design that didn't have physical planets that you walked on and such things. It didn't have that in the original concept. So having 100 physically rendered systems might not be realistic in terms of game file size. So I imagine this will be condensed quite a lot.
Yeah, because flying from one end of Stanton to the other and then going through a portal and then going through Pyro, that takes about 20 minutes.
I agree. However, if you look here, there's a jump gate between Nyx and Virgil.
Yeah,
and then you've only got Tiber, Vector, and you get to Browse. That's 4 jumps. So it's not completely unfeasible, although I do agree. Travel time. But I also don't think that would be a bad thing if they did for some miracle. If they were able to create 100 star systems that were physically formed and you had to travel between them, that would add to your decisions that you made in the game. You would actually pick homes, and it would actually give room for shards that contain 10,000 players. Because 10,000 players in Stanton would be a nightmare, for example.
Yeah, you would never be able to land anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. No, so there is a call for a system this size. There is a call for journey times between multiple systems. Whether it's achievable or not is another question entirely.
They always can put the shortcut in, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I do think expansion costs are going to be a big topic of debate if that does become a thing. Because let's say it's £20 per cluster of star systems.
Like how many stars? Like if there's another 5 systems or 4, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, 20. Well, you could say that's underpriced actually, but because £20 for 5 new star systems, which means planets, moons, suns, asteroid belts, a lot of content. Assuming they were fully featured.
yeah.
Assuming they were fully featured planetary systems, not like the Nyx system we have now.
Empty, nothing in. You want content, another 20.
Yeah, exactly.
You want NPCs, another 30.
Yeah. So fully featured star systems for £20 for maybe 5 at a time is reasonable. And you could implement it lore-wise into the game by having jump gates needing passports or of some form to be able to travel through the jump gate. So
yeah.
And this also adds another feature to the game, which would be really useful. So bear with me just one moment. I have something to say, Willem. One sec. So let's say this is the base game here, and it's 200 gigabytes, because that's probably where it's going to end up, right? Now, every 5 systems, that's another 200 gigabytes, arguably, based on that. But maybe it's more like 100 every 5 systems, right?
Yep.
So this gives you the option to have a modular approach. So yes, you buy the expansions, but it also means that you can do partial installs for each section of clusters. So if I know that I'm not going to travel to the Virgil system, which is contained in this package here, and I know I'm not going to partake in that, I can, 1, not buy it, and 2, there could be an installation package containing 5 star systems in that cluster. And if I know I'm not going to interact with them, I can uninstall that section of the game. But I can still have... sorry, I've lost track of my thing. I can still have this section because maybe I do a lot of mining and that's a very mining heavy cluster of star systems. I'm going to have this section because it's lawless. There's a lot of lawless stuff there, and I like to get up to mischief. I know I'm going to interact with those two. So yes, my game file is now 400 gigabytes, arguably, but I can uninstall packages as and when I'm going to travel to and from them.
I kind of like this, especially you could brand this different way. So new players coming in later on, and let's say you've got GN space unlocked, like you've got cluster of them. Why you could just become a GN as a like a player 1 or 2 and just start there and just have the GN areas, and then if you want to get up back to Stanton, you just pay for Stanton.
Okay, so you're saying that later on when it's more fully formed, I could purchase my starting area here, and then I can buy systems by expansion as and when I want them. Okay, yeah, and that adds more modularity to the game, and your game can be as big or as small as you want it to be. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and you can even, if I'm going to travel from, the pen turns so small whenever you get off. If I want to travel from this system to this system, but I have limited space on my computer, as I leave this system and come into this one, I can delete this one. And then I can install this one, travel to here, and install this one. And the actual process of uninstalling is going to be really quick. And the distance to travel between multiple systems on that one is going to be quite a long time. So you'll have time to install the next section. So the modularity would be a really cool feature.
Yeah, that would be good. And the other thing, if you don't have the middle one, there might be like I mentioned, specific like wormholes. You just jump in from one and just bypass the middle one, get where you're supposed to get. If you don't have the middle section.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know if I agree with that, because I do think the jump route should be limited because it's a lore thing. But maybe there is an NPC transport you can go on to that can transport you whilst you're offline, and maybe there's like a timer that says this much time until you arrive in this system, something like that. But I don't think they should alter the jump routes. This right here, just to be clear, pure copium. pure theory crafting, and I don't necessarily want them to charge money per cluster, but it's an option that they could explore, given on how they built the game. Modularity to star systems is also very feasible because of the way the game's built. You've got two servers with a jump gate between them. If you don't have the game installed in one area, that's just a server that it doesn't render in. So I think that's quite possible. It's quite doable. But the actual monetization of Star Citizen going forward could take a few routes. So let's go through some of the big ones. Subscription, doable, but I don't think it should lock people out of the game. I think a subscription, as it is now, should be an optional extra for players, and an optional extra to make money off players for Star Citizen, but it shouldn't lock them out of the game. Yay or nay?
Yeah, and I agree. I don't think they're ever gonna stop selling ships as well. I think it's gonna be embedded in the game.
I did say that I was gonna get into that. I think, I slammed my chair there. I think that to a point they will stop selling ships. To a point, they'll stop selling the large ones, because if they continue the way they are now, they will ruin their own economy every single patch. There will be players that work their way up, of course, but most people will try and take the short route. Let's be honest.
No.
So it's going to take the form of two ways that I think. Either they'll stop selling all the ships above a certain size and class completely, and they'll sell packages like they are now that you start the game with, up to maybe a cutlass size. And that's where they're going to make their money, with new players coming into the game with a ship. The second route they could take is they scale the prices down and cut it off at a higher tier. I don't think they'll do that. So
I don't think they're gonna do any of them.
I don't think they can realistically, in terms of keeping the game alive, especially from an economic point of view, I don't think they can realistically keep selling the ships like they are. I struggle to see that they will stop.
Exactly.
But I do think it would be a necessity, if I'm being very honest, to realistically have a game. Because if you just allow all your players to buy what they're working for, there's no point in playing the game.
Yeah, but it's going to be coming out like tier 1, right? So it's not going to be like strong ship. So if someone else coming with a higher tier of a ship,
I still don't think that justifies it.
Yeah, I know, but like I think that's what's going to happen.
I think there'll be some form of halfway house. Like maybe game packages you can start with, but you can't purchase ships above a certain type or a certain class. So I do think there's room for a system where not all ships are sold. I think they have to be careful about how they approach it, but I don't think they can continue on the system they have now. To have the game work the way it's intended to work.
We'll see.
We will see.
I'm pretty sure they've been spending way more time on this than we did. I'm pretty sure this is like ongoing conversation.
Yeah, no, of course. The point of this is just to explore it. We are in no way saying, I'm not in no way saying that anything that we've said tonight is correct. The only parts we've got correct are the ones that are already featured in the game. That's all. That's all that we know for sure. So subscription ship selling, we've covered that. Skins and ship skins.
Yeah,
they're going to monetize those. It's likely going to be mostly that.
And potentially the DLCs. Potentially
expansions. I hope not. Yeah. I hope not. I do. I want the modularity.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I'm actually the most okay with is the DLCs ones.
Really?
Because
okay.
Because like it doesn't force me to put money into the game. Doesn't stop me playing the game if I don't want to do it, and I still gonna have access to pretty much everything, every feature and everything in the game. And then with time, if you do play, you're most likely gonna pay that at some point sooner or later.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't have a massive problem with the expansion approach. Again, assuming they made sure they were fully featured, that they came with new things, that they were interesting and worth the money. That exploration gameplay was a real thing. That maybe they didn't tell you every system that was included in that module, so that exploration could be a real thing. I would want to make sure that I was actually purchasing something, for a released game where I'm actually purchasing a product, which is what will happen at that point. Because right now that's not the case, legally speaking. I would want to make sure that money was going towards a finished product each time. That would be my only concern about that.
Yeah, I don't think they can do it if it's after 1.0.
Yeah, that loops back round to that problem of reputation, because even me as a Star Citizen player, I have to consider that. I'm like, well, they don't have a great reputation for releases. They don't have a great reputation for releasing a patch that works completely or doesn't affect the last patch or maybe isn't underwhelming. So it's a consideration we have to make as Star Citizen players, as well as for them to make the consideration for new players coming on board.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my God, do I need to stop playing the game? No. Of course not. I'm too far in. I'm too far in. I can't stop.
Good thing our YouTube channel is not dependent on the game, man. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, would be a problem, man.
Well, actually, the YouTube channel is just called Drake's Den Gaming. So, are we that limited? I don't know. But yeah, a lot of conversation around that. It's been a long podcast today, just because this is one of those subjects where there's lots to talk about but little to know. which is fine, but it just means that there's nothing really that we can confirm. Just theorize and discuss. But I don't know if there's anything more that you want to say here, Villain.
I think we covered everything.
I think we covered a lot. But if there's any final comments from the chat, including you, Jinx, if you just want to say it's all poppycock, and that's how she sounds, guys. Very, very British. She's no, I'm kidding. She doesn't sound anything like that. Yeah, if you have any more comments before we go, please do let us know. But if you haven't liked and subscribed already, or haven't followed on Twitch, we appreciate the support. Thank you both to Johnny and Jinx for the support you showed today.
wild support.
She's super northern. Yeah, even though that support may or may not have been fueled by all-out war between Johnny and Jinx, we still appreciate it. But we'll see you tomorrow in our gameplay stream, and yeah,
some shenanigans.
Some shenanigans. We may stream again on Tuesday. It will depend on busyness and tiredness for the Zero to Hero. Last one didn't go so well at the end. We are in prison.
We're down to 0.
we are back down to 0. But yeah, thanks very much, and we're not raiding today because Villain's a tired old man from work.
One of those days.